Yo guys, Loco JB here. So today we are facing Irealia on top lane. Now this is the slightly easier version of Irealia because she doesn't run PTA and Ignite. If she would run that, you have to play even more safely. So note, in that case, she would be a bit more dangerous. Now these are the runes, copy paste them as they are mobility runes just to space her E a little bit better. Bomb plating against her all-in. Unflinching is notably... unflinching gives you armor and more. While crowd control then 2 seconds after, and so her E does crowd control you, and it does magic damage as well. Notably, her kit has some degree of mixed damage as well, because if you guys noticed, her passive does magic damage, her Q does physical damage, her W does physical, her E is magical, her R is magical, so both the armor and the MR part of the unflinching will be useful. Now, as much as possible, I would say it's maybe not the best idea to take this heavy trade if your jungle is fighting away from you, but notably the wave will be in a good state, and at the same time you got to be very cautious with his E. You got to really well space his E. You can even try to sort of bait her E out, and you're gonna have more space to poke her, but once her E is out, it's easier to like sort of poke. Now, as she is last hitting currently, we are punishing it with a really nice E. We are pulling her, we are dodging her E as well, because we would not be able to Q basic her if her E connects. So note that yes, you still have to sidestep her E, otherwise you cannot go extended after connecting your E. Now, in here we just accept the fact that she pushes the wave in. I tried to E her, I missed my E, but she also missed her W. It's fine. She does have AD Blade Start, and if I was a little bit better, the way I last hit, it should be that I walk up here. So when I last hit, I walk up here, and then I last hit from this side, so I could also like spot a recal in case she goes for a very greedy recal, which she did in this case. Now arguably some people would walk in the bush, which would be a bit harder to sort of spot, but that was on me for not last hitting in the correct position. Now we do sniper with my W, so we get a nice W on her. And stacking HP is nice against Irealia until she gets Borg. Then, yeah, Borg does HP base damage, so that's a bit concerning as well. So in here I decide to stay. She doesn't connect Sari, but I was ganked by Diana, so I was even too scared to like sort of W this Diana, because if I look myself in my W animation, she might connect her E into me, so that's how close things can get here. Now note that her E does have like a 16-second cooldown, so once she doesn't have her E, you have a bit more uptime to poke her, but you also gotta be careful with minion angles like these. So if she can jump on a minion and get on top of you, then she can get actually like pretty fucking far. That's the problem. So her all-in still can be very fucking nasty. So it's just important to see the bad example as well, where I do get all-in, she connects her E, and this is what happens without armor if she connects her E and all that. So what you have to do in my case scenario is that pay attention to the minions that go very low on HP. For example, if she can Q a minion and connect her E into you, then she will be able to actually all-in you if she hits her E. So watch, this minion was low on HP, and I positioned way too close to this minion. Look, or and then she just gets on top of me, right? So I should be more mentally primed to her E, although it's still gonna be a mind game on, whoever hits it, like you still got to hit it. She still has to hit it, but if she hits it, it's like pretty nasty all-in she can go for. Now in here, we recall, we get our components, and let's move on. Boots and armor, just to space her a bit better. Dodge Reese, armor for all-ins. And even in here she brute forces an all-in, but this is a bad one. This is very bad from her part, because again, like, we came back with mobility and armor, so in here I intentionally took her E, just because the wave was pretty big, and there was like an upcoming wave behind me. So I know that the minion was low on HP, but we did this actually intentionally, because look, she has a jump angle, right? Now you can also like check in the replay how much damage her Q does, 177 plus her passive damage. So these minions, if you click on them, these will 100% die. Based on that, you will be able to like know when she gonna execute a minion and reset her Q, because her Q always resets on a minion kill. Or again, if she connects her E into you, then it will also reset, obviously. And so check this one out. She does connect her E, but now it's very awkward for her to Q, just because I W, and my W gonna hit regardless, So what she does, she continues chasing, but the minions are aggroing her. The same way the next wave is aggroing her, so taking this E is very very practical here. Now she jumps out though. She does jump out, she does jump back though. Is she crazy here? And now we connect our E. She went for like, she tried to flash on me, or that was like a really weird like flash, right? Like you would say like, I think she tried to flash on me here or something, but Shella like, no, she did flash on me and she tried to last hit me. It kinda looked like she flashed in one place. She flashed but I hit her away. Because this Irealia didn't know that Swain actually pushes people away once they are close, if it makes sense. Okay. Although so far so good, and we picked up the first kill on top lane. Now what's like really really cool is that we get to push next wave and get a really really nice recal where we can get our defensive item. I prefer in this matchup plated seal caps, you guys heard me correctly. It really helps a lot to even sort of escape ganks or B scenario. Basically how Irealia works is that both mobility armor is really nice. And so what plated steel caps offers is a 10% reduced incoming damage from all attacks. And because her passive does magic damage, that's where the armor will not be, the most useful against. That's where like the passive kicks in. So this 10% damage mitigation on basic attacks works on her passive as well, which does magic damage if it makes sense. That also works on Diana's passive if it makes sense. So it will even so reduce those effects. And now we have more mobility and we have more stat checkiness because she has like healing, which we will cut soon with Oblivion Orb. But for now, what we do is just we CS, we still want to space E as efficiently as possible and be a little bit cautious with Diana. Because if Diana shows up, yeah, we will die. We have Phase Rush though, just in case she does use her R, and even outside of laning Phase Rush has its utility. I forgot to mention that I'm running Phase Rush, but the runes, I think I showed, no I didn't show the runes at the beginning, I just didn't say like Phase Rush is specifically against her R, and shit, so it's like really nice because they have lots of slows and shit, It's like good outside of laning phase as well. Really good. Now we're gonna punish her when she's trying to queue the minions, but in here we miss, so it will not consistently work. And as much as possible, you got to sidestep her ease. I wasn't really like efficient with this one. Like too many times I'm walking on the same pattern backwards, which just means that I'm walking backwards when basically she's throwing it backwards instead of walking to the side. And accidentally I walked into her R, which shouldn't really be a thing because this will slow you and will also deal damage to you. So again, like it's not the most practical thing to do. That I walked into her cage, so don't do that if you already have plated steel caps and you're as even as I am. Or actually we have like one kill, we can say we are quite even, but as strong as Irealia is, that's where like I would like label it, So in here she does all in me. But this is not the best possible all-in because we do get a Q on her. And what's like really important is that we don't pop R yet because she can't jump back. So as long as Irealia can actually like jump back on a minion, and if we use our R, it will be completely wasted. That's why I didn't ult early, right? But if she doesn't have like a jump back angle that also resets her Q, then it's like less concerning if she again like commits for a Q. So in here she can actually jump back theoretically in this minion, but I can still pull her back in that case, and although look, she's chasing, she drops the chase, right? Now she does jump back. For now, it does seem like she again like commits and she connects it. She tries to brute force an all-in, but it doesn't. The problem is this doesn't work out for her because we have more mobility. So if you wouldn't have boots, like if you would only have armor by the way, but you wouldn't have boots like plated steel caps, she would be able to chase you just because you don't have the mobility to space her, if it makes sense. So like the spacing mobility is very important. Again, she's brute forcing as much as possible. We are spacing, and forcing her to sidestep, so she has to eat my basic attack or my W, and we got another kill. So plated steel caps, super important, as you guys can see. Other sources of armor can be a bit more questionable. Now let's move on though, let's skip forward. And So we bought Oblivion Orb because once you stabilize your matchup with armor and you feel like in particular you don't need more armor, the heal cut will also like help you to like finish the fight ASAP. I don't know, this guy is just brute forcing all-ins at this point. Like, she doesn't even hit Sari, she just wants to brute force all-ins. But against plated steel caps, that's not how it works, you know. Now, if I wouldn't have plated and I would build pure AP, previously she could kill me, obviously. But against plated steel caps, that's not how it works, you know. Maybe that's what they're used to, that people go on Swain perma AP or something, you know, but that's not okay. A little bit of a skirmish here, which was like very weird. Like, we did actually get like nothing here except like a passive stack. And no, actually we did pick up a Casio, no? We did pick up a Casio. So we're like fairly, yep. Sadly the Kazakhs died. I think you should like maybe space a bit back the Kazakhs, but oh well. Let's move on though from that situation. Skip forward again. Irealia does arrive. I W her when she tries to hold the wave. Let's skip forward with TP. Now what do we do here? We are building Blackfire Torch. Really good, but arguably this game maybe Malignant question mark would be also okay. Now she again brute forces an all-in. She does have war, so actually I kinda low-gear it, fuck it up. The only good thing is that I had phase rush and that's why I could disengage. So in case you're on summon Eri Pepega, you could die there to her R, as I didn't really have my R to turn it over. So she has R, I don't have R, and you know that's how it works. She just like still wins that audit. It's kind of funny champion that I have 3 kills, but again she still such against you in that situation. So I have to play a little bit safely. She still has her R, I don't, and last time I sucked it. Now I have phase rush, so I get to disengage from her R, but she can still chunk me pretty hard, so we should be really concerned about that, you know. I tried to predict her jump with my E, but she didn't Q. And you know, the good thing is, like, if anything, like, she does push the wave in slowly. Just now woke up. First thing I do in the morning, just clip the shit. I thought that will genuinely hit though. Like in this video, I thought that will genuinely hit. Again, just Q her every time she tries to last hit a minion, so especially if your Q connects first before she hits her Q into a minion. If you do it that quickly, now this will not always like work in that way, but if you do it that way, she heals on Q when she hits it. And she heals from her item, so if you apply the anti-heal, that will help a lot in the short trades. Now in here she missed her E. Now because she missed her E, we get to brute force an all-in, because she doesn't have Bork yet. Now if she would have Bork here, she can play in the most brain damaged way, she would just still win this. So the only reason why I can like all-in her here is because she doesn't have Bork, if it makes sense. Because Bork is just that OP. I missed my E a little bit. She flashes, I flash after her, and guess what? Because we have more mobility, we get to chase her down just like that. Maybe I could then play something out a little bit better, maybe with my E or something, but I think she would flash that regardless, and then I have to flash after her, so it's like, probably like a flash for flash would be regardless the case. I do get TP'd on by Cassiopeia, which I don't quite notice in time that there was like a TP. I didn't even see her because there was like a slight window. Although because I run phase rush, I can still, you know, very easily kind of like get away from this situation. And we're out. Jack Sparrow was never gonna be cut. We E her, we pull her though, because we still wanna get the stack and she can chase us down. We have boots for mobility, guys. Boots for mobility. It's funny item, right? Now at this point they swap, I think, or something, because they build armor, and you know, Cassiopeia also. It's kind of funny, she's 2-5 and 4-0-1, but even if I come back with a recal, she still does touch check me. If she hits every QE. We do get collapsed on, and this wasn't really a good trade because I traded too much. I mean, basically even Kazakhs dies, I think, no? It does, see? He does die, and it's like I gave a huge shutdown plus plates to Casio, so this was not okay to take. This was definitely not okay to 1-4-1-4. I mean, it was even a 1-4-2 to be honest, but I should just let this Kazakhs die or something. Now at this point Irealia does have a Blackfire Torch anymore, and even if you get no, I mean she has Bork, and even if I get Blackfire Torch, she still checks me. That's how OP Blade is on Irealia. Really, really strong item. It's not only basically attacks deal 9% of enemies. It's like really, really, really strong. Plus a slow, right? So it's like we can see like in her inventory. It's like very like this guy just always the Veigar and kills him. Very, very strong item on Irealia. And if things go wrong, arguably one Cassiopeia can like call in or something. So kinda sucks what they did swap, but for now they swapped, and that's it for now about the Irelia matchup. I think you got the I think you guys got the educational value out of this video. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure guys to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you wanna see more educational content, like the video if you enjoyed it, and see you in the next one.